Thank you, John. Hi, everybody. My name is Cesar Jimenez. I'm data consultant at Information Workers. At this moment, we have talked about how to build reports, how to clean the data set, how to create measures, how to create visualizations, how to build a model. And now we need to know how to publish this report on Power BI Service and how to share with other people in our company. Okay, so in this lab, we will see how to create a mobile view to see our reports on Power BI mobile in our cell phones. We will see what is Power BI service, what is a workspace, a data set, a report, a dashboard, and stuff like that. Uh, then we will create a dashboard including information from different reports, and we will create an alert in order to be notified when a measure uh, cross a threshold, for example. And finally, we will see uh, uh, some insight that Power BI give us about our dataset. Okay, so let's start. If anyone is lost or if you want to start at the same point than me, we can start on opening that final report. So let's open it. Okay, once the report is opened, uh, we will start by right-clicking on market share page and select duplicate page. In this page, we are going to select a market share analysis title, highlight it, and change the font color to black. Now, click on View Ribbon and select a mobile layout. This is the mobile layout. As you can see, this is a drag and drop system. So in the right panel, we have the different visualization that we created before. And now we just need to drag and drop the visualization that we want to see in the mobile view. So let's start by drawing the title. Now let's take this card, banners del car, market share. Now this bar chart, we can resize each individual uh, visualization. So let's make it bigger. Now let's add this line chart, revenue by year. And at the end, let's add the map. And this is the way we can create a mobile view. Remember that this view, you can see this view when you use the Power BI mobile app in your cell phone. So to save this, you just need uh, click on mobile layout again, and save the report. Now we are going to talk about Power BI Service. But before, uh, please open the social report. Uh, Meanwhile, let's talk about Power BI Service. So please open your browser and go to app.powerbi.com. Power BI Service is the place that where we can publish the reports. Is the place where we will upload all reports that we create in Power BI Desktop. Is the place where we will share the content to other people in our company. So let's sign in. And here in Power BI Service, we have different tabs. So let's see each one. For example, in the left panel, for example, we have the home page. In the home page, we have all the content, the favorites, the frequent, the recent content, workspaces, share with me, apps, and other things. The next one is favorites. This is the list of your favorite content, recent. This is the list of the most recent content you have viewed. Uh, we have apps. This is the list of apps that you have installed in your service. Share with me. Here is the content that are shared with you. And at the end, we have the workspaces. The workspaces are the place where we will upload all this content. By default, we are in my workspace. Here we have different content that we will see later. Okay, so let's start by creating a workspace. So click on Workspace tab, and at the end, click on Create a Workspace. We we will name this workspace. For example, I will name DIAD USA. Here we can add a description, a dashboard in a day workspace. And we can upload an image. Just click on upload and select a Van Arsdale WS logo. Finally, click on save. And here we have our workspace, our new workspace. So now go back to the DIAD final report, go to market share page, save the report, and go to Home tab and click on Publish. Search for your workspace. I'm going to select DIAD USA. And now the report is publishing to Power BI Service. So meanwhile, go to the social report. This report have data from different social networks like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and other ones. So let's do it again. Go to Home tab and click on Publish. Search for the same workspace, DIAD USA. Okay, now the status changed to success. Click on Got it. And let's see the other report is success 2. Got it. And now go back to Power BI Service. And now we can see that we have now four different items. The blue ones are reports and the orange ones are the datasets. So here in Power BI Service, we have different type of content, as you can see. For example, we have let's see here better. We have reports that those are the reports that we create on using Power BI desktop. The next one is datasets. Datasets is the data that goes to a report, for example, is the data that we are using in a report. We have a dashboard. The dashboards are it's like a report, but we are mixing data from different reports. For example, we are going to create one dashboard that will have data from the DIAD final report and data from the social report. Then we have workbooks. The workbooks are workbooks from Excel, where, as you know, Excel and Power BI are native apps, so we can save workbooks from Excel to Power BI directly. And at the end, we have data flows. Data flows is an advanced option to use the query editor in Power BI Service. Okay, so now let's create a new dashboard. Okay, so please go to DIAD Final Report. I'm going to close this pop-up window and this one. So now let's go to Market Share tab and hover over Van Arsdale Market Share uh, card and select the pin visual. Now there is a pop-up view. Here we can create a new dashboard because we don't have an existing dashboard. So this is the only one option. So let's rename this dashboard. For example, Van Arsdale dashboard. Select pin and let's do it again with the revenue by year. So hover over this chart and click on pin visual. And now we can select existing dashboard and choose the Van Arsdale dashboard. Select pin. Finally, this growth by manufacturer, let's pin to. So hover over this visual again and click on pin tile and pin again. Now let's go back to the workspace. So in the left panel, click on DIAD USA or the name or the workspace you create. And now, as you can see, we have one new item. This is the dashboard, and the dashboard are in green. So let's go to the social report. And let's pin some visuals from here too. And hover over mention by month, click on pin visual, select the existing dashboard and choose Van Arsdale dashboard. And finally select pin. And let's do it again with the retweets line chart. Click on pin visual and click on pin again. Now let's go back to the workspace. Click on the name of the workspace on the left panel and let's go to Van Arsdale dashboard. Now here we have data from different reports. We have data from the market share report and we have data from the social report. We can arrange this visual and we can resize as we want. Okay, so let's do it with this visual. I'm going to put this card here and I think this layout it's okay. Now you can add content from different sources. For example, the reports are one source, but we can add new tiles by clicking on the ellipses, select add tile, and select image. Click on next, and here you can add this URL, select apply, and now at the end we have a content from a URL. This is the logo image, so let's arrange here. Okay, now we have a new content from two different reports and from an URL, but Power BI have another option to add new content from the dataset or from the reports that maybe we didn't create. For example, we can use a Q&A to ask Power BI for some information. For example, we want to see the sales by country, and we can ask to Power BI to create that specific chart, and he will help us creating it. And it's not necessary to create it to create that visual before. Let's uh, let's try with this option. So click here on ask a question about your data. And here we can add a question. For example, I'm going to ask for Van Arstel market share. You can see here now we have a card with the Van Arstel market share measure, but I want to see this card we already have in the report, but I want to see this measure by country, for example. Now we have a bar chart with that information. This bar chart, we don't have this bar chart in any report, but we are creating it on Power BI Service, asking to the dataset. But I want to see this chart using other one. For example, I want to see this chart as a tree map. So now we have the market share by country as a tree map. So now we can click on the right corner on pin visual, and we can add this content to our dashboard. So please click on pin, and now go back, exit Q&A, go back, and this here in our dashboard is now this visual. Okay, so something important to add here is that these charts are not interactive between them as in the report. Uh, for example, if we click on any of these visual, if we click on revenue by manufacturer and year, we will go to the report that have that visual. Okay, so That's not complete interactive, but this is more for a more a lower detail uh, visual to have that information. Okay, now go back to the workspace and to the banners del dashboard. And now, if we hover over one visual, for example, this revenue by year, by manufacturer and year, and select the ellipsis, click on View Insights, and now there are some algorithms running uh, and that help us to explain what is happening on this visual. That maybe help us to explain what's happening with these higher values for Van Arsdale manufacturer. For example, here on the right panel, we have different charts that are helping us to know what's happening with our data, exactly with this chart. For example, here we have uh, here we have different charts. For example, we have the revenue by manufacturer, and here is saying that Natura has a noticeable more revenue for manufacturer groups. This group is top competitors. For example, here we have revenue by manufacturer, explaining us that Van Arsdale accounts for the majority of revenue for category urban. And we have more different charts that helping us to understand that. For example, here we have the revenue by country, and I think that this maybe is interesting that Natura inside the top competitors group, Natura is the biggest, and we can pin this visual by clicking on pin visual and select pin again. Go back to the dashboard, clicking here on exit focus mode. And now at the end, we have that chart. Now, let's create an alert. This is a really interesting feature that have Power BI Service, is that in different visual as cards or KPIs, we can hover over the card, click on the ellipsis, and click on Manage Alerts. Here we can create alerts. The alerts help us to be notified when the measure, in this case is the Van Arsdale market share, cross the threshold that we set. For example, click on Add Alert Rule. Here we can rename it, and here we can create the condition. Change this to below, and the threshold will be 0.45. This alert will be triggered when this value it's below this threshold. Okay. So I can check this box to send me an email too. So when this happened, I will receive an email. Okay. So click on Save and Close. And now we have created an alert. Okay. Now let's go back to the workspace and go to DIAD final report. Now click on the right corners on Bookmarks and click on Show More Bookmarks. Here, here are the bookmarks that you create on the report. This help us to tell a story. For example, if we click on View, the bookmarks will show us as a story. For example, if we click on the next arrow, we can change between the bookmarks and we can see the story that the report creator want to tell us. For example, here is the drill through by Australia, extreme spike in 2018, drill into extreme, and here is a kind of a story that the creator is trying to tell us. We can use these bookmarks to as part of a dynamically report. For example, here is a bookmark. If we click on this arrow, a filter is shown. Okay, so here we can select one value from the slicer, for example, Natura, and we can click again on the arrow, and the slicer disappear. Okay, so this is another way to use bookmarks. The bookmarks help us to tell a story or to make more dynamically our reports. Now go back to Workspaces and go to our workspace, DIAD USA. Now here on this option, View, if we change to lineage, we can see how the data flows. For example, we have one dashboard that have information from a social report and DIAD final report. Each report have its own data sets, social data set and DIAD final report data set, and each one have its own sources. For example, the social report, the source for this data set is Twitter data 5. It's an Excel file, okay? And DIAD final report has 3 different sources, as we know in the previous labs. For example, here we have some flat files. Here we connected to a folder and we connected to a Excel, a BI dimension Excel file. So This is another way to see uh, what is connect with other data. So finally, if we click on the ellipsis on DIAD final report dataset, and we click on get quick insights, we will get some insights from all the datasets. It's something similar to the feature that I showed you previously, but here it's not explained just visual. Here is explain all the datasets. Now click on View Insights. This take just a few seconds. And here in the Quick Insights, we have different uh, charts that are helping us to explain the data. Maybe here we have a chart that we didn't create, but we think that is useful, so we can add to the dashboard. For example, let's pin, or let's see what we have here. And now here are some insights. For example, this is the units sold by manufacturer groups. Maybe this is an interesting chart. Let's pin to the dashboard. Click on the pin visual and finally click on pin. Let's go back to the dashboard. Here in the dashboard box, click on this arrow, and now we have at the end the new chart that is helping us to understand the data. Okay, so at the end we have created this dashboard uh, with different sources as the market share report, as the social media report, some tiles from an URL, some this chart was created by Q&A, and those one were created by using the quick insights. So here we have different options that uh, that you can use on your reports. And that's all for this lab. So thank you for your time.